Thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com, home of technical analysis education in both the stock market and cryptocurrency worlds. See the links in the description of this video for more information on our two courses, Entries and Exits on the Fundamentals of Technical Analysis, as well as our new course on Trading Cryptocurrency Strategy. Purchase both and receive a 20% off bundle discount. Thanks for checking us out. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Hello everyone, taking a look back in at Bitcoin Ethereum Litecoin. We're going to also look at Neo USD for Bittrex and IOTA USD for Bitfinex. Going to be going live tomorrow night at about 8 p.m. Eastern to announce some new pairings and exchanges that we have on the crypto alert system, and we'll give away some free monthly subscriptions for that and keep everybody in the loop on what we are continuing to work on, as it's going to be a never-ending process of continually adding things, including indicators, to that alert system over the next forever. So looking at Bitcoin on the daily time frame, we were highlighting yesterday's video the healthy consolidation on the daily, the fact that we saw the long lower wick of bulls buying the dip, the fact that it was even a little potential bull flag of that consolidation, and now we're seeing the continuation and follow through, and resistance right here is the high of 43.49, and the next level I'm looking at is up here where we had two rejections, and those were up at 43.75 and 43.65. So those would be two resistance levels I'd be keeping an eye on as well. And after that, 44 psychological. So the bulls have made a significant recovery. The weekly time frame, we can see a bull break of the inside bar occurred earlier this week. We had our pullback. Our base is found, our low. I would not be surprised to see an equilibrium pattern form on the weekly time frame, which means all-time high, low the pullback, and a lower high to be set on this bull move. Anything under 49.80 is going to be a lower high. So that's personally what I'm going to be anticipating to happen. But as of right now, we don't have any slowdown by the bulls as we continually see bull breaks on these time frames. So what we highlighted in the video yesterday was the fact that this 4-hour time frame set lower highs and lower lows. We bounced, broke the lower high pattern, so that would have us looking for higher lows and then higher highs to continue following through. That's exactly what we got, and we're now looking at a potential bearish reversal candlestick, and that's just because we are very overextended in the short term. We see the hourly profit-taking high volume candlestick. This is going to be a volume climax candlestick, in my opinion, in the short term. And we'll look to consolidate. Anything above 42.45 will keep a really strong higher low pattern on this hourly chart intact for the bulls. And looking at the 15-minute time frame, we can see we were extremely overbought. 15-minute was up in the low 80s. We're now pulling back significantly from there. The 5-minute was up in the 90s. Look at how quick that dropped. That is a significant RSI drop. So a lot of volatility here where we just dropped down from 43.49 to 42.90, a $60 drop in 10 minutes. So volatility is here, but it is favoring the bulls overall. That being said, we know some short-term consolidation is coming because of the significant bull move that we just saw and the consolidation that's about to play out. Ethereum on the daily also had that higher low, but we don't have the higher high yet on both Ethereum and Litecoin. So Ethereum would have to break 312.75 for a higher high. We can see that long lower wick, and it stood out in the video yesterday where Bitcoin was the strongest higher low and the most significant lower wick on the daily candlestick, and the real bodies of these candlesticks for Ethereum and Litecoin was a bit bigger. So we are seeing follow through and correlation, but it's not as strong. So still 312.75 is a resistance level to be watching. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Zooming in on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that dump that we had. We're still trying to recover from it, and we did break 303, so that's a good start for the bulls, but not by much, and we are forming a bearish reversal candlestick on the 4-hour after seeing 4 nice solid green hours in a row. So the hourly time frame is a bearish reversal candlestick, potential volume climax just compared to the last dozen or so hours, but look how very clear this stair-step higher pattern is and how clear it will be if it was lost. 298.64 is support, followed by 297.90. Then I'm looking at another higher low, 294.50. There's a lot of supports being established on the way up, and those will act as support when we consolidate. 290.20. You can pick out all kinds of supports. Every time we were on our way up, hit a low, saw a bull move, hit a low, and that's the low is the bull saying, all right, we're done pulling back. We're defending this level. Let's see continuation. So bearish reversal hourly candlestick, anticipating it to be confirmed, and there's the 15-minute volatility here as well. But the bears in favor short term. So I personally exited a Litecoin position just recently, and I'm not going to be looking to re-enter anything until I see Bitcoin significantly consolidate, which it is doing on the 15-minute time frame and has already bounced really nicely off of that low. Just a short-term flip opportunity depending on how much capital you're using. But Litecoin here, same thing. We haven't broken to the higher high yet on the daily. We would have to break 57.45 to do so. We've made some progress, but not significant compared to the pullback that we saw and the bull move recovery. So the 4-hour time frame is we're seeing bull MACD crosses on all of these three, which had me confident in my position this morning. But the bearish reversal candlesticks and the fact that Bitcoin needs to consolidate is having me patiently waiting for another reentry. The hourly time frame, bearish reversal candlestick, anything above 54.15 will keep the bulls in control. That was our higher low that was just established on the way up. And our new resistance is 55.92. So I personally entered on one of the alerts, the inside bar bull break this morning, early this morning, 12:01 a.m. Eastern. We had this inside bar on the hourly time frame break bullish, and that was my signal to get in. And so that left me with an average in the low $54 range by the time I entered my position. And we saw follow through, and I exited looking at the 15-minute time frame, or actually the 5-minute. I exited on this move right here in the 55, 50s, and 60s. Missed a little bit of the further upside, but here we are right back down under those levels. So perfectly fine with that exit and locking that profit in. And this is the second day in a row where there's been about a $1.30 profit in the morning on Litecoin. And that's certainly a day maker for me personally. So, you know, tightening up, not trying to enter on any high RSI levels, and patiently waiting for another trade opportunity. And if we get this kind of opportunity day after day, certainly easy to continue to rack up those gains. So NEO on the daily. We first saw NEO start to change the trend, and this is something you want to practice with. If you're learning technical analysis like many of you are, look for trend changes. So, and even just historically, it doesn't matter if it's in the moment and you know you're not sure of what you're doing or not. Look back at charts and say, okay, what was the signal the trend changed? And we went from a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low pattern, still another lower high, higher low, higher high, and that's when it shifted, and the bull volume tells us that. And we had the break of 23.21 is when the chart changed enough that we could be confident from a lower high, lower low pattern to a higher low, higher high pattern on increasing bull volume. And we've seen some nice follow through. We just, similar to Bitcoin, consolidation with lower wicks of bulls buying the dip, trying to see follow through. So actually it's more similar to Litecoin and Ethereum because we have not broken to the higher high yet. 35.36 is the level that we need to break to do so, and we just established a new support level at 25.94. So there's that 25.94 mark, and we will be looking at the resistance from this top of 35.36. So zooming in on the 4 hours to get more details, we can see there's that support that we bounced off of. We're trying to test that resistance. If we don't break it on the 4 hour, we're going to set a lower high and then watch an equilibrium pattern form. We had the bullish MACD cross here as well, but the hourly time frame is indicating that we might be setting a temporary top, and then we'll have the potential for the psychology of the cup and handle pattern, where the right side is unable to break the left side. We consolidate and form a channel. Obviously, this is a very, very rough drawing, but something to be keeping an eye out for. Again, I will never make a decision based on a potential cup and handle pattern. For me, it would have to be consolidation and either an entry on healthy consolidation or an entry on the break of this current top, anticipating that if we do break 33.49, we'll have enough momentum to break 34.25 to see that continuation and follow through. So Neo Bulls do have control as long as that daily higher low pattern keeps up. Keeping an eye on the correlation to Bitcoin because it definitely is a correlation there. IOT on Bitfinex, same thing with the daily trend changing. So we went from a lower high, lower low pattern, and it shifted when we got this higher low. So at this point, 3633 and then 37 was our new support level. So let's put our lines right there. And we had the lower high, lower high, lower high, higher low. So another higher low formed here, but we still haven't broken the lower highs. And as soon as we broke this top here of 617, that's when the lower high pattern broke, and it happened today. So that's a significant shift, and even though we're not seeing a ton of follow through, we do have an upper wick. It's a significant enough shift that we can be looking now on the daily time frame. And let's look at the weekly inside bar bull break on the weekly after a bullish reversal doji. So definitely worth paying attention to IOTA for the shift. And on the 4 hour time frame, let's see what kind of consolidation is ongoing. It's very healthy consolidation at this point on declining bear volume compared to the bull volume that led us to the top. And we're just looking for a new higher low on this 4 hour time frame. The hourly, we can see, is pulling back. I'd be looking at support right now of 598, another support down here at 5711, and another one 55246. So just picking out support levels where we establish a higher low and then see continuation. So all in all, crypto market is healthy. That Korean FUD was another dip buying opportunity, just like the China FUD was at this point. Anytime we're seeing bearish news, it is being absorbed by the bulls. And the fact that we're not really seeing significant bullish news and we're still holding up this strong in the cryptocurrency space is definitely notable. So keeping an eye out for, any further significant news developments in Ethereum, if we have any EEA announcements, or we know Charlie Lee on Litecoin is good with rallying the bulls via Twitter. These are all events that could continue to progress this bullish action, because as of right now, these individual countries that are shutting things down are not shaking this market enough to change the trend. So we'll be keeping an eye. Again, I want to point out the Ethereum equilibrium pattern on the weekly. This is another key one we're watching, and all these lines are in the way right now, but our high, low, lower high, higher low, tightening range on Ethereum that sometime in the next 3 months, unless some news breaks this channel, it's going to be a very clear break of this equilibrium pattern. And I do believe that we are going to set another lower high before that happens, and then potentially another higher low. There's a lot of range in between these levels right now of 397 essentially and 202. So right now we're looking to continue to tighten that up, but I will be watching these weekly equilibrium patterns on both Bitcoin and Ethereum most notably to be potentially forming. So thanks again. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you live tomorrow night. We'll be going over the rundown of the analysis of the big three as usual, and again announcing some things with the crypto alert system, giving some away. See you then.